My name is Mitch Mackey. I'm an amateur web comic creator. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 features I want for Webtoon Canvas. So I have previously worked on a comic called 100 Years Later, links in the description down below. And I'm currently working on a new comic of mine called Helios to be released sometime in the near future. Who knows? Who knows? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 things I want them to add to Webtoon Canvas. They add quite a lot of features every year. They actually just recently added video rewards for their silver tier Canvas program people. And they actually added scheduling your Webtoon, which was something a lot of people had wanted. So I can definitely see them adding more and more stuff to make Webtoon and Webtoon Canvas a really cool site for creators and readers alike. So number 5 is an admin phone app. And what I mean by that is I want a proper phone app for a creator standpoint. I want to be able to upload your comic from like your iPad or even your phone. And I want to be able to view my comic before it goes live on my phone, because most people read on their phones, and you can kind of do it just by going to the website on your phone and just kind of zooming in a bit, but it's not really the same experience. I want kind of a true way to kind of see how your viewers will read your comic before you publish it, because there's a lot of things I like to change depending on how it reads on mobile compared to how it reads on your computer. So that would be definitely cool. I would love to be able to just kind of check on my Webtoon and check all the stats and all that fun stuff on a more streamlined app as well, instead of just viewing it in kind of a weird format, because you have to look at all that stuff in desktop mode. So number 4 is more genres in a finder. So more genres is pretty self-explanatory. They definitely could add a lot more genres. Psychological is one that a lot of people want. Honestly, not too many for originals either. And this I kind of want for both originals and Canvas is more genres to choose from. And with all these new genres, I want to be able to find webtoons more easily through kind of like what I'm looking for, whether it be like an action, sci-fi, romance, drama. So kind of like those advanced finders you can find on manga sites, where you can kind of really pinpoint all the different kinds of comics with all these different genres. So with that, you would probably also have to be able to mark your comic with different genres other than just the 2. Number 3 is better guides. So Webtoon Canvas does have a like 101 section where they have all this kind of like information on how to make comics. It's really good if you have never made a comic before or you have no idea how to even get started. But for anyone who's like tried to make a comic for longer than like a month or 2, they're kind of not good. They're kind of almost common knowledge. They've never released a new one, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that, or wow, that's really good. It's kind of just like, okay, that's kind of generic. I wish they could make better ones. A lot of Webtoon original creators are actually very interested in making stuff like that. Maybe it wouldn't be free. Actually, Haku, the creator of Cape of Spirits, actually today just announced that they are going to be holding a class here in a couple months on a website. Unfortunately, not going to be able to attend the live one due to work, but there's going to be like recordings later on, so maybe I'll be able to catch those later. And I feel like there's a lot of other creators who, after finish a series, would love to kind of do a class or make videos on how to really make a weekly comic, kind of going over art, structure, typograph, because we really don't have many YouTube videos from professionals. There's only a handful. Walter, of course, and he's pretty much the only like professional webtoon artist. Other ones are professional comic makers you can kind of rely on, but there's really aren't many other resources like that you'd be able to utilize to make your comic. So it's kind of, I don't know if it's really a feature added to Webtoon Canvas. It is kind of associated with that, but I think that would be something I would definitely look forward to. Number 2, This is algorithm and better analytics. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 for number 2. So with an algorithm right now, their algorithm is they don't really have one, and it's just the Webtoon Canvas team kind of combs through newer stuff, and then that's what they'll put on their recommendation list and all that fun stuff. I wish there was more of like an algorithm like YouTube. And I wish with that new algorithm there came more analytics you could actually see. Not asking for a lot, just kind of a little bit more than what we have now of just views per day, and that's pretty much it. I would love to be able to see how many impressions you're at least getting, and with a new algorithm, there could kind of be like a home page where you get a lot of recommendations. So a lot of people would like that. Not only creators, but a lot of readers would like that because they'd be getting recommended comics that would probably fit with the comics that they're already reading. So I think that would just kind of be a home run for everyone involved. It would probably be a big pain to Webtoons, as they probably would have added it by now if they thought they could. Because I think what that would require is kind of a large change in how their website is created. It's just can't really happen overnight, and that would take a long-term thing. And webtoons.com is a huge website, because not only is there an English version, there's pretty much every other language under the sun, and they're all curated and have different things on all those different sites. So you can't really just change it on one specific language. It would definitely be hard, but I definitely would like it. I would want that to be number 1, but the plausibility behind it is very uncertain. I don't know how that would be able to happen. But if it ever was a thing, that would be awesome. And number 1 is something you might not have ever even thought about. But it's something I kind of thought of lately it would kind of fix a problem I have with the Webtoon kind of monetization problem, and kind of the feature problem is on Webtoon Canvas. It is way better to make episodes weekly or even daily. If you can pump out a comic every, like twice a week, you're going to be rewarded for it. And that's because every time you upload your comic, it gets shown up in the new comics under that genre. And if you get more comics out there, every time someone reads your comics, you're going to get more views, more ads, more views. The higher your chances of getting some money from Webtoon through their Patreon support or PayPal support. I can't remember what it's called. So right now, Webtoon, it kind of incentivizes making shorter comics, making shorter chapters. The issue with that is a lot of the times Webtoons won't pick up shorter chapters like that for featured comics, for original comics. They kind of like longer chapters, obviously. What I've seen in the past is usually people who post, really long chapters every month or so, I have a higher chance of getting featured, but they have a lower chances of getting views and all that and actually getting found through Webtoon itself. So it's kind of a weird situation it is in. So I think the best way to fix that, something that would help creators as well, is Fast Pass for Canvas. And this seems kind of easy. I feel like it's weird that Webtoon hasn't done this before. And I definitely could see them adding it to maybe the gold tier of only the really famous or the really popular Canvas series can do. But maybe eventually for every Canvas series. But yeah, and if you're not familiar with FastPass for whatever reason, it's basically, you have coins from Webtoon, and you can use about 5 coins to get a new chapter and be able to read it a little bit earlier than usual. And I think that's probably the best way for monetizing comics on the digital format. I've seen comics where all of the chapters are locked behind coins, and they kind of just slowly become free. But I think Webtoon's system of 3 or 4 chapters ahead is a really good way to do that. And sure, you can also do that in your Patreon by kind of setting a tier for you get a comic or a chapter a couple weeks ahead. But a lot of people are kind of scared by Patreon, I think. A lot of, younger people probably. So something built into the app to be able to kind of directly support the creator would always be a good thing. And Webtoon also takes some of that money, so that'd be a good thing for them as well. So that now I feel like it would kind of fix the problem I have with creators not making long enough chapters. A lot of creators say they want to make longer chapters. I feel like I want to make longer chapters, but I feel like there is an advantage of doing shorter chapters. They're hard to write, I think. Like, they're hard to make them succinct. They're hard to write properly because, I really don't have much time to write a comic. And I'm thinking, I can do like 10 to 20 panels a week, maybe. So that's a really short comic if I did that every week, and I'd be crunching. So I'm kind of probably going to do like 20 to 30 every 2 weeks or something like that. And if you put that behind a fast pass, that a lot of people would feel that they get the more of their money's worth by getting a longer chapter. So those are my top 5 features I want for Webtoon Canvas. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to be eventually added to Webtoon Canvas. Let me know if you think anything I said in this video could be potentially added. And yeah, just let me know what you guys' overall experience is over on Webtoon Canvas as a creator, as a reader, whatever, down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.